Very reverend sport, truly, and done in the testimony of a good conscience. The deer was, as you know, sanguis, in blood, ripe as the foam water, who now hangeth like a jewel in the ear of Kylo, the sky, the welkin, the heaven, and anon falleth like a crab on the face of terror, the soil, the land, the earth. Truly, Master Holofernes, the epithets are sweetly varied, like a scholar at the least. But, sir, I assure you it was a buck of the first ahead. Sir Nathaniel, howd credo? 'Twas not a howd credo, 'twas a pricket. Most barbarous intimation, yet a kind of insinuation, as it were, in way of explication, facere, as it were, replication, or rather, ostentare, to show, as it were, his inclination, after his undressed, unpolished, uneducated, unpruned, untrained, or rather unlettered, or ratherest unconfirmed fashion, to insert again my haud credo for a deer. I said the deer was not a haud credo, 'twas a pricket. Twice sold simplicity, beast coctus. O thou monster ignorance, how deformed dost thou look! Sir, he hath never fed of the dainties that are bred in a book. He hath not eat paper, as it were. He hath not drunk ink. His intellect is not replenished. He is only an animal, only sensible in their duller parts, and such barren plants are set before us that we thankful should be, which we of taste and feeling are, for those parts that do fructify in us more than he. For as it would ill become me to be vain, indiscreet, or a fool, so were there a patch set on learning to see him in a school. But ome bene, say I, being of an old father's mind, many can brook the weather that love not the wind. You two are bookmen. Can you tell me by your wit what was a month old at Cain's birth that's not 5 weeks old as yet? Dictina, good man dull, Dictina, good man dull. What is Dictima? A little title to Phoebe, to Luna, to the moon.
Cool, okay,
The
okay,
moon
good. Okay, I love hearing other people's timings.
was a month old when Adam was no more, and wrought not to 5 weeks when he came to 50. The illusion holds in the exchange. 'Tis true, indeed, the collusion holds in the exchange. God comfort thy capacity. I say the illusion holds in the exchange. And I say the pollution holds in the exchange, for the moon is never but a month old. And I say, besides that, 'twas a pricket that the princess killed. Sir Nathaniel, will you hear an extemporal epitaph on the death of the deer, and to humour the ignorant call I the deer and princess killed a pricket? Perge, good Master Holofernes, perge, so it shall please you to abrogate scurrility. I will something affect the letter, for it argues facility. The prayerful prince has pierced and pricked a pretty pleasing pricket, some say sore, but not a sore to now made sore with shooting. The dogs did yell, put eye to sore, then sorrel jumps from thicket, or pricket sore, or else sorrel, the people fall a hooting. If sore be sore, then L to sore makes 50 sores a sorrel. If one sore I am 100 make by adding but one more L. A rare talent. If a talent be a claw, look how he claws him from with a talent. This is a gift that I have, simple, a foolish, extravagant spirit full of forms, figures, shapes, objects, ideas, apprehensions, motions, revolutions. These are begot in the ventricle of memory, nourished in the womb of a pia mater, and delivered upon the mellowing of occasion. But the gift is good in those in whom it is acute, and I am thankful for it. Sir, I praise the Lord for you, and so may my parishioners, for their sons are well tutored by you, and their daughters profit very greatly under you. You are a good member of the Commonwealth. Mehercle, if the sons be ingenious, they shall want no instruction. If their daughters be capable, I will put it to them. But vir sapis qui pauca loquitur. A soul feminine saluteth us. God give you good morrow, master person. Master person quasi. Pierce one. And if one should be pierced, which is the one? Marry, master schoolmaster, he that is likeliest to a hogshead. Of piercing a hogshead, a good lustre of conceit, and a tuft of earth, fire enough for a flint, pearl enough for a swine. 'Tis pretty, it is well. Good master parson, be so good as read me this letter. 'Twas given me by Custard and sent me from Don Amado. I beseech you, read it. Facile precor gelida, quando pecas omnia sob umbra ruminat. And so forth. Ah, good old Matuan, I may speak of thee as the traveller doth of Venice. Venetia, Venetia, qui non ti vede, non ti pretia. Old Mantuan, who understandeth thee not, loves thee not. Uture sola mi fa. Pardon, sir, what are the contents, or rather, as Horace says in his, what, my soul verses? Aye, sir, and very learned. Let me hear a stanza, a verse, lege domine. If love make me forsworn, how shall I swear to love I never faith could hold, if not to beauty vowed? Though to myself forsworn, to thee I'll faithful prove. Those thoughts to me were oaks, to thee like osiers bowed. Study his bias leaves, and makes his book thine eyes, where all those pleasures live that art would comprehend. If knowledge be the mark, to know thee shall suffice. Well learned is that tongue that well can thee commend. All ignorant, that soul that sees thee without wonder, which is to me some praise, that I thy parts admire. Thy eye drove lightning bears, thy voice is dreadful thunder, which not to anger bent is music and sweet fire. Celestial as thou art, O pardon love this wrong, that sings heaven's praise with such an earthly tongue. You find not the apostrophus, and so miss the accent. Let me supervise the consonant. Here are only numbers ratified, but for the elegancy, facility, and golden cadence of Rapozzi Care. Ovidius Naso was the man, and why indeed Naso, but for smelling out of the odoriferous flowers of fancy, the jerks of invention. Imitare is nothing, so doth the house his master, the ape his keeper, the tired horse his rider. But Damascella virgin, was this direct to you? Aye, sir, from one Monsieur Baroun, one of the strange queen's lords. I will over-glance the superscript. To the snow-white hand of the most beauteous lady Rosaline, I will look again on the intellect of the letter for the nomination of the party writing to the person written unto your ladyships in all desired employment. Baroun saw Nathaniel. This Baroun is one of the votaries with the king, and he hath framed a letter to a sequent of the stranger queens, which accidentally, or by the way of progression, hath miscarried. Trip and go, my sweet, deliver this paper into the royal hand of the king. It may concern much, stay not thy compliment. I forgive thy duty. Adieu. Good Custard, go with me, sir. God save your life. Have with thee my girl. Sir, you have done this in the fear of God very religiously, and as a certain father saith. Sir, tell not me of the father, I do fear colorable colors, but to return to the verses. Did they please you, Sir Nathaniel? Marvelous well for the pen. I do dine today at the father's of a certain pupil of mine, where, if before repast it shall please you to gratify the table with the grace, I will, on my privilege I have for the parents of the foresaid child or pupil, undertake your benvenuto, where I will prove these verses to be very unlearned, neither savouring or poetry, wit, nor invention. I beseech your society. And thank you, too, for society saith the text is the happiness of life. And certes the text most infallibly concludes it. Sir, I do invite you too. You shall not say me nay. Pauca verba, away. The gentles are at the game, and we will to our recreation.